way too early. It's not even that early. There are people going to work right now.
Yeah. Be waking up right now.
It's way too early to be up for something this unpleasant.
Yeah. Well, today Rachie is gonna have her leg severed off.
No.
Today she's having her gallbladder out.
Yeah.
Laparoscopically.
That's the idea.
School bus. Which means that laparoscopically means that they use robots. Little crabby arms. That way they don't have to
minimal cutting.
Yeah.
Which is good, because we have a cruise to go on. You know, I don't want a big old scar while I'm wearing my bikini.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't care.
I don't want a scar while I'm wearing my bikini. I'm trying to get into bikini season in October. Well, it's not even October yet.
Going on October?
Yep. Yep.
Off to the hospital. Get this thing taken care of.
I'll film Rachie when she's on drugs so that you guys can see how loopy and crazy she gets. Crazy!
More than usual.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
I'm guessing they got into a fight with another vehicle and the other vehicle won? Or maybe the other vehicle looks worse.
No, I think they crashed into the Hulk.
Yeah, they crashed the Hulk. The Incredible Hulk.
Say hi, Rachie.
Hi, Rachie.
What do you got there?
Stuffed door, then new teddy bear, another teddy bear.
Carla brought
You
it.
have to be unnamed.
I think his legs move too. I think they're on joints. Yeah, there you go.
Fancy.
Like make him walk or dance or.
I think they're just made to look like they move.
So next time we
This is
see
the
you.
latest in this is straight from New York Fashion Week.
Is this in the September issue?
Yeah, I saw this in the September issue of Vogue, and I was like, oh, I gotta wear that.
Oh yeah. It comes with the bed and everything.
Oh yeah.
I think you should put on some blue latex gloves too. You know, like blue on
Except the
Are you supposed to put those on?
grip socks won't break up the monochromatic color palette here.
We'll have to ask this person blue.
Nice sunshine yellow with the lavender.
Yep. Okay, so now that Rachie's had several hours to
There's a remote.
recoup a little bit, see, she's with it. She's looking for the remote. The remote.
The remote's like attached to the room. How do you lose the remote?
You can tell she's getting better if she's looking for the remote. I'll find it for you. What would you like to say to all your adoring fans?
Morphine is my friend. Like my mustache.
So what kind of movies have you watched tonight?
Let's see. Watch The Avengers.
The Avengers.
And then I watched the news for a little bit. And then just finished watching Frozen.
All right.
I'm probably going to try and get some sleep.
All right. Good night.
Some actual sleep. We'll see.
What is on your screen? The violence. The violence you're watching.
Top 10 satisfying deaths of hated TV characters.
Nice.
You know, you're awfully short to be a nurse. And hairy. I mean, how do you make sure you don't get all that hair on your patients? So, here I am. I know I look like crap. I desperately need a shower, but I can't take one quite yet until I have somebody here to keep an eye on me, because I'm like really lightheaded, and I'm thinking standing in a wet shower without somebody nearby, it would be a bad idea. And I can't soak in the bathtub because of the incisions. So I'm kind of SOL at the moment. But I'm up, which is a good thing. They told me walking around would help with the pain. And that it is somewhat, but I feel like crap. I feel like a big old pile of crap. Chauncey had to go away for work for the weekend, so I'm over at Mom's. They're gonna take care of me. Not that I do much, but just keep an eye out, I guess. Magoo the nurse. My nurse Magoo. Terrible. So yeah, we're just hanging out. I gotta eat something and take my meds. I don't know if Chauncey explained. I don't think he filmed much in the hospital. I don't know if he explained exactly what's going on. Or what happened. Sorry. Well, if you saw my Instagram and my tweets, you would have seen that I went into the hospital on Labor Day. I was starting that midnight, that Sunday, I started having really bad back pain and abdominal pain. And I've had this happen a couple times. Usually I can pop a couple of leaves, drink some water, sleep it out, I'm fine. This, it continued and it got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And Chauncey had been away for the weekend. The time he finally got home, I couldn't take it anymore. So he made the call actually to take me to the hospital. And they admitted me and they did some tests and they did an ultrasound and saw that I have gallstones in my gallbladder, and there was a stone actually blocking one of the ducts. So they were like, this thing needs to come out. I'm like, okay. We'll do it laparoscopically. Couple of small incisions, we'll take it out. You'll be under for like an hour. Stay in the hospital for maybe a couple more hours. Then you get home. You know, if you go in the morning, you could be home in time for dinner. I'm like, great. I could handle that. So we're going to the hospital 9 a.m. on Wednesday, the 10th. Because that was the soonest that they could get me in. They got me all prepped. I went into surgery at 11. They put me under. I don't remember a damn thing. I remember slightly waking up in the post-operating area and then falling back asleep. I think I remember telling them I was hungry. And then going back to sleep and then waking up in the room, an actual recovery room, and then they admitted me into the hospital. So I was in an actual room, not just like recovery. It turns out my operation wasn't quite as routine as they were thinking. The one incision they had to make at my belly button is larger than what they would normally make because my gallbladder was in such bad shape. They had to do that to be able to get everything out. The gallstones, I had several gallstones and a lot of inflammation in, I guess, the gallbladder and the surrounding organs, in the tissue and all that, was just severely, severely inflamed. So they decided to keep me overnight and thought maybe I could go home on Thursday. I was still in just so much pain and I was sick. At first I was fine. I was able to eat like Jell-O and stuff, no problem. But at one point in the evening, I finally started getting sick to my stomach and throwing up. And even though I was on an IV with fluids and antibiotics and all that, they decided to keep me overnight. And Thursday I was just in so much pain and I wasn't getting any sleep. It was just bad. It was just bad. That they took me off the IV and the morphine drip, but then I was still in so much pain, and they thought that it was the drain. I had a drain I've got 3 incisions and then a hole where they put the drain in that gets out like any blood or anything that may seeping any fluids and all that. They thought the drain may be causing me the pain. That rhymed. So they decided to pull the drain out. That was the most awful thing I've ever felt in my entire life. That was almost as bad as the actual gallbladder attack, if not maybe worse. It was just terrible. I was hysterical. I was in so much pain, and my poor mom, she'd stayed and got to be the one to hold my hand as they took the drain out. I'm surprised I didn't break her fingers. God love her. But so yeah, they took the drain out and they started putting me on oral painkillers, and I stayed another night. I stayed Thursday night, and then they finally let me go home yesterday, so which is good. So even though I'm out of the hospital, I'm still not 100%. I'm still in quite a bit of pain, mostly in the spot where the drain was, although there's an incision right near it, so it's probably both. And then the incision at my belly button and my stomach, just in general. They have to pump gas into you when they do these sorts of things to blow everything up. That gives them the most room to work, I guess, to make sure that they can get out just what they're supposed to get out and not accidentally cut anything else. Which I understand that, especially because my gallbladder's in such bad shape. And apparently I am an anomaly, and you have your gallbladder that's connected to, I think, the intestine or something. And then the gallbladder stores bile. And then when you eat, it releases the bile from the gallbladder into, or maybe it's connected to the liver. I'm not a doctor. It's connected to something, but then it releases the bile like into the stomach. Excuse me, and that's what helps break down food. Oh, excuse me. Apparently my gallbladder had an extra duct that wasn't attached to anything that they could tell. So that kind of threw them for a loop as well. So that's why I spent so much time in the hospital instead of being able to get to go home as soon as possible, and why I'm still in a lot of pain. But you know, every day I think it'll get a little better. I'm kind of stuck at home. I can't drive until the anesthesia is completely out of my system. So I can't drive for a couple more days at least, depending on how I'm feeling. Hopefully I can get back to work sometime next week. We'll see. But for now it's just pain management and making sure that, you know, I don't get any sort of infections or anything. I don't start running a fever. So a lot of laying down, a lot of sleeping, watching TV and movies and all that, and playing on my iPad. I do have to get up and walk around a little bit, at least a couple times a day, just so those muscles don't, you know, be too something like that, and atrophy and all that. So that's where I'm at. I don't know if you guys want to see my incisions or not. I mean, it's not anything really gross, but I mean, it's kind of gross to me. But we'll skip that. You guys don't need to see that. You wait till we go on our cruise and I get in a bathing suit, and then you can see the scars. You get an idea, but you don't need to see the incisions. I am wearing this thing though. It's a belly band. They had it on my actual stomach and then my clothes were going over it, but the band itself was starting to irritate my skin because of the seams and all that. So I've got a tank top and then the belly band, but the belly band is supposed to kind of hold everything in place and kind of protect the sutures so that I don't accidentally overstretch and that sort of thing. So, oh yeah, that's where I'm at for now. But we'll see how I feel tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. So, and I go for I'm supposed to go for a follow up with my surgeon sometime this coming week as well. And he'll look me over and see how I'm doing and decide if we need to change anything in the recovery plan, I guess. So that's it for now.